alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Let's Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Let's Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Let's Up, craft your own footprints.
The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Amachama longi abatukereddeko ku mpeo zaffe za alternative digital Florida bekabire manyaganya njagala okubaaniriza era okubeetondera atanaye munatusonyiwamu sometimes tujja leeti naye tuba tubikolako tebategeka yaffe ebintu ebimu biba biri out of our capacity naye nga njagala okubaaniriza era okubategeeza nti we are live on Facebook gendayo tunoonyeeko tuli ku the alternative Uganda oba Digitalk TV bonobo tufunye wetabe mu discussion eno ekunyumire bulungi nnyo tujja kubanga ate tusoma comments zo in our second hour of the show nga woba ina ekibuuzo kijja kubanga ate kiddibwamu bulungi nnyo olunaku lwaleero mu studios nimu n'omumbejja luwedderiri yani ate n'omugenyi waffe Kanso Kato Tumusiime tugenda kubanga ate twogera ku nsonga nnyingi nnyo naddala obutabanguko obuli mu political party okusingira ddala eya FDC twalabye n'aba DP nga nabo bagamba bannange okulonda okwali eri ekitegeeza bonna be balonda babayiye kitegeeza DP teyina mukulembeze ne teyina ba delegates kale it is there a lot of kavuyo mu political parties ezawaneeno so tugenda kanga tubyogera ko what is causing all this tugambe nti President Museveni yali prophet just abantu tebatwala prophecy ye ng'ekintu ekikulu naye nga it is coming to pass gweno munange beerako osharing ideas zo njagala okwaniriza omumbejja abalamuseeko ayanirize n'omugenyi waffe mu butongole.
Okay, neyanzanyo mumbejja Farida mwasuze muti abatulaba batugoberera tuli mu Mighty Drive era nga ensonga z'olunaku olwaleero tutunulira bibiina byabufuzi na bikibiriyo obuvuyo buyitirivu abamu waliwo abagamba nti ate byakatandika butandisi n'ebibiina ebirala bikyajja nze mumbejja luwedderira mbaaniriza nnyo olunaku olwaleero tuli butereevu with the alternative Uganda ne Digitalk TV kosobola okubanga otufunira ate nga YouTube channel yaffe the alternative Uganda nkusaba busabi tugoberere liking pages zaffe tutambulire wamu ate omanye n'ebirala bye tukola naye nga njagala nyanirize Munnamateeka Kato Tumusiime ate atulamuseeko program etandikiraawo naye nga kanso tunabatuulamusa wamma Tabamirukoone yatuula sabbiiti ewedde yatuula e Katonga yatuula mu mateeka teyatuula mu mateeka
buli omu alina engeri gy'alabamu ebintu birya naye kansooka ndamuseeko abatulaba mwasuze mutya and kansuubire show ya leero tunaabamu bingi ebyokulaba ate naawako kyetuyigiriza ntandikidde ku kibuuzo
tutandikidde mu giya direct
ekisooka kya byonna saali mu delegates conference
okay
olwokuba I'm not a member of that National Executive Committee that forms that delegates conference. Then secondly twalina court decision yali etaddeko injunction obanga eyimiriza Tabamirukoone okubeerawo e Katonga. In fact baali basoose some place
in Busabala I think it's Nature's something
kati bwe baatuula abakulembeze mu FDC e Katonga balina bye baali boogerako kisege and after that abasinga baavayo ne bagamba that was contempt of court kuba court yali eyisiza order ng'egamba
eyimiriza extraordinary delegates meeting
eyali eteekera okubeera ebusaabala.
Yes.
nga bagamba abakulembeze abeenyigira oba abeetabamu eyo tab'Amerika bandi batwala mu kooti ate ne babasiba olw'okuvoola ebiragiro bya kooti byamaze okuyisa. Naye nze mu ndowooza yange ndaba bintu byali biri. And this is my own opinion and thinking. Ekisooka kya byonna court order yali clear ng'eragira okuyimiriza tab'Amerika era ino bbeera ebusaabala. Bano baatuula e Katonga kati banditeekako argument mu byo bye baali boogera e Katonga byali byabwe because it's their office and they use it for meetings. Kye baayimiriza kwe kwali okutuula ebusaabala ate tebaagendayo ebusaabala kati ebyo bakyali tab'Amerika oba baali bajja announcing ne mu mawulire ne polisi bagendawa busaabala. But in the end they diverted and had their meeting in Katonga. So kijjayo ekifaananyi kyekimu gye balina okukola e Katonga because the public knew that the delegates conference was going to be in Busabala, and that specific day and the specific time were clear. Even there was already a agenda ke bataddeko what were going to be discussed in Katonga, like the requirements of the law. Because if you are calling for an extraordinary meeting or a delegates conference, they have to announce so that everybody knows. Babiteka mawulire ndowooza ne radio ne zibiranga so buli omu yali amanyi the exact place and time
and the agenda.
Yes, and what they are going to discuss. So court bwesazaamu eyo delegates conference ndowooza ne banguwa okulowooza because bano abantu bayivu balinamu balooya ne road mayor kenyini gwe balonda okubeera president owakaseera naye Munnamateeka and akkiriza mu rule of law. Kitegeeza amanyi effect ya court order and how you can deal with that court order because court bwetuula ng'erina omulamuzi alina ebisaanyizo ebimukkiriza okutuula ku ddaala lyonna lyabeerako ne bwakola ensobi mugye mulaba ng'ensobi ng'abantu naye n'akola ruling eyo ruling nga temunagenda mu kooti endala okujjulira okugisazaamu eba ekyakola era bw'ogivoola kitegeeza oba ovudde biragiro bya kooti at all levels.
Ne bwe tubanga tulabira ddala nti kituufu yabadde ne kyekubirira
agamba nti tetugayina ng'abantu at whatever capacity you are on agamba nti tetugayina ng'abantu okusalawo nti omulamuzi yakoze ensobi. Option gy'obeera nayo ng'omuntu kuddukira mu kooti endala egisingako
nekakati kansi
esalemu esazeemu court order eyo abo musobola okugenda mu maaso kuba bw'ovoola ensalawo ya kooti then they can arrest you for contempt of.
Anti kakati bali mu kugamba nti ayita delegates conference ye chairman w'ekibiina ate chairman bwe baali baloopa ye teyaliiko
bwe baloopa
ye teyaliiko kati ne bagamba nti akageri kaali nti teyaliiko kitegeeza ffe tuli baddembe
ne balooya ba chairman bagenda mu kooti ne bagamba
mwetemuliiko
omusango mugende mwotaliiko
kati kye tulina okulaba Lilian court orders bweziba issued at whatever level they can either affect you in personam ng'omuntu oba nga group nga community. Bayinza okuyisa court order netu affecting nga ffenna ng'Abannayuganda kitegeera and sigamba nti chairman yali agenda okutuula mu delegates conference yekka kitegeera bo in my own thinking their idea was to stop the delegates conference meeting that was going to happen.
Yes.
Whoever person would have organized it or would attend, then would be in contempt of court. But ndowooza they fell short of something small to be specific of the area. You get? That's my own thinking.
Just tebaliteseko ekigambo Busabala ne bayimiriza delegates conference.
Bo bandiyimiriza delegates conference as a whole. Oba mugituteeka kaboom or kabongo.
For as long as you call it a delegates conference,
then you would be in contact.
So Boba ayimiriza delegates conference. Yali alina otuula ebusaabala. Kale bano baali baddemba okweyongerayo.
So njobolaba n'abana Mateeka n'abantu ab'amaanyi bewandisubidde okubanga bamanyi effect ya court order. Boogeza n'amaanyi kati. Kuba tolina kyogenda bavunana. Wayimiriza delegates conference okugenda e Kato. Tebagenda Kato.
So does that mean?
So they would say in the argument that we had our usual meetings like always do because this is our office Katonga.
So does that mean their resolutions zebakola ziri standing?
I won't say that ziri standing because FDC as a party has a party constitution.
Yeah.
That shows and directly states how directives will be made in that party and decisions. You get? And in my own thinking, their best way would be now to organize as a political party and its leadership. If they want to censure the leaders of the party, they censure them because they know how it's supposed to be done.
They know the procedures.
They know the procedures. But now waking up, going to Katonga, calling the media and making announcements, then will they affect the position of the political party? But maybe because we have so many people that are leaders, both in Najana Nkumba and in Katonga, it would have some effect somewhere, somehow.
Because
yesterday twalabye nga
bawandikira banks bagamba they should not transact.
Zilekera okukola transactions with them.
Nechiwayi kyenajana
Nkumba.
Yeah.
And you know, banks are very sensitive with people's money. Because that's a group that has
so
many people.
That means it is going to affect the business of the party.
Exactly, the business of the party. Because if a group of people writes to the bank, it means the bank will be conscious of on when to release the money. And actually to avoid all legal implications against the bank, they will have to stop the transaction. Come up with a resolution and bring it to us.
Wow.
You get? Some banks balina engeri gye bakitwala so serious. Kiringa nze kati okujja neemulugunya ku kitongole kya Digitalk nempandikira bank about that. It means it will take them some time bakole investigations as individuals to find out, because anything that triggers danger, nobody will want to associate with it. Now I just gamba musoke mbalize byamwe munda, then you can come back to us because you have your money.
Okay. So,
but the leadership Nzenganzi, what will happen is a diversion now. They will have two offices. One operating in Katonga under the leadership of
Lord Mayor
Yasrukwago and his team. And the Najana Nkumbi team will also continue operating as the leaders of the FDC. Now, the question now to us as people will be, which decisions shall be followed by the party?
Ekitegeza FDC nziyandileta ba presidential candidates babiri.
Already inaba kati because waliwo yesimbyewo po yesimbyewo okukomawo ku kifo kyekimu ekyo ba president ne secretary general naye ku kifo kyekimu. Kale n'olabanga obukulembeze bwa
atejjukira n'ekiwayo ekyenajana Nkumbi naye kyayita delegates conference.
Eyanga
mukaaga omwezi gw'ekkumi.
That's next week. Yes. Ate nga bagamba egenda kubeerawo.
Mu resolution ze bakole Katonga on that meeting that they had was to challenge that delegates conference. Kitegeeza, we may end up not having that delegates conference.
Yeah, 60.
Eyanga mukaaga.
Balina powers eziyita delegates conference abenajana Nkumbi.
Nga chairman taliiko.
Mu constitution yaabwe obuyinza bwa chairman. Ambassador Wasabiriko okuyita delegates conference.
Yes.
But naye, you have already said that sometimes power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. In that, General Secretary, Honorable Nandala Mafara, mundowooza alaba nti chairman engeri gy'associatinga ne side ye Katonga tebakyakwata.
Takyatuukiza mirimu gya kibiina.
And because they had some issues of the dirty money, because that's where
this whole thing,
that's the center of all this fracas in FDC. The dirty money, which has not been resolved up to now. And to divert all that is to create different groupings. Because if you allow these people as members of the FDC to gather in one place, then it means they will burst out whichever problems they are seeing in a political party. And that will be the end of FDC. You get? Because if you remember how FDC was sprinting to get a faction that followed General Muntu.
Yeah.
General Muntu in his speech in Nambora, the delegates conference, he was clear. And he said the first solution to solving a problem is knowing its source.
Yeah.
True.
And he said, even if you change me from leadership of the FDC today, you will not solve the problems in the FDC. And he was right. And he gave the people an opportunity to decide. Because he was very bitter and angry, talking about how people characterized him as a mole. And he said, but today the FDC members will decide who a mole is. If I am a mole or I am not a mole. But he gave them time. You know, when he talked about that time.
Yeah.
Being a friend to everybody. And now time has started to reveal now who the moles are. However much we cannot come to conclude at this time. But the indicators,
This is the real mole.
but the indicators have now started to show that we have very many moles and that are in bigger positions in the FDC itself as a political party.
Okay, so buno obulwadde obuluma FDC bumalidde ddala ebbanga nga bugiruma. Kakati ke kadde ne buttukira ddala.
Yes.
Kati buvudde out of hand. Bukyasobola okujjanjabwa ne buwona.
It's a two-way thing. Because if both factions, abekatonga ne Najjanankumbi bakkiriza kutuula on the same table. Abekatonga baleta ensonga zaabwe ne Najjanankumbi bazirete. And they agree. The disease can be solved and cured. And FDC can normalize. But the problem will come in deciding eyagala kulaga. The other time, twalaba Batchface on that meeting in Katonga nga bakuba abantu. And a delegate member comes from Mbale or whichever place they came from. Naye nojja n'omukubira Kampala because omulabye nga ayambadde starting eriko FDC.
Yeah.
Kitegeeza FDC never limited to a group of people that believe in a faction Najjanankumbi. And remember when General Muntu left FDC, he did not leave alone.
Yeah, he left
Because
with some members.
aina abantu abamukkiriza on how they handle issues at hand. We did not see such kind of conflicts happening in the regime of General Muntu. Because he believed in sitting down and solving issues. Na ikati wano buli omu alimu ayagala kulaga maanyi ge ng'omuntu. General Secretary. Wayitawo ennaku bbiri bawandiikidde Speaker of Parliament. Semujjute tukyamwagala kuba
tukyusiza patewe.
Okay. Wayitawo ennaku mmeka some members were being called mu disciplinary committee because they had aligned with the Honorable Semuju and they attended his meeting. And as his spokesperson, naye nga member of FDC, nze siraba kawaida kanimuganya okumeetinga some other members of the FDC. Nange bwe njagala okuba meeting and I have the capacity, I can call them and meet them as an individual. Because he did not meet them on behalf of Najjanankumbi or on behalf of the leadership of FDC, that he needed to first seek for permission from the Secretary General. I don't know where the Secretary General gets all those powers. Kugamba nti ayagala okumitinga abamemba ba FDC
osoka kuntegeezaako nenzikiriza oba neŋŋaana.
You get? So yendowooza Honorable Nandala bw'atuuleyo mu office ye and he's a Secretary General. He thinks he has more powers than the members of the FDC.
Bwe kirabikanga constitution ya FDC yamuwa amaanyi mangi nnyo.
Ndowooza waliwo byataategeera bulungi, especially when you talk about calling the delegates conference. He wants to usurp the powers now of the chairman of the party. You get? So he's the one organizing the elections. Actually, no bululu bwabaawo ne balonda. You get? Before they even came to the delegates conference to make decisions on how the elections of the party structures would be made and when. Because ebyo bandi biteesezaako and ne bakkaanya batuuka ku nsonga ekkaanya ne bagamba, we have decided this is our roadmap after electing the topmost leadership. You get? That's when they would sit down and now make a roadmap on how different party structures would elect their member. Naye kati bano basooka okulonda kati bano ab'obukiiko obwa wansi before they could even come up and decide as a political party. Because the party is not run like your home. Even in a home, there is a time where you reach and you have to make decisions as family member.
You have to consult the wife, the kids.
Yeah, because you will see a father in a home coming and say, but today I was suggesting, or I am making suggestion, what should we have for dinner? That's a family, and that's why you know that a family will grow up together and they will have that kind of bonding. But when a father wants to eat, for example, mukene in a house, and he wakes up and tells you that today we must eat mukene, when you even know that there are some people who don't believe in your idea of eating mukene tonight, but because you are a father, you want to bring your commands and your wishes now to rule everybody. Then you have messed up with everything. Because ogenda okulabira ng'omwana asituka ku dining table n'agenda bulira nasigala kusiminga ali ku WhatsApp ne videos buno obuliko ennaku zino. And some people will take them as disrespectful, but not knowing the cause of that kind of behavior to that person. You get? So approach ya ekiwayi ky'ennajjanankumi bo bayagala kukozesa maanyi ndowooza na ssente ze balina tuka okulangira banne nti ssente baakazifuna. You get? And which is very bad. Because leadership does not look about how much you own.
Yeah, true.
But it looks about the skills you have to resolve issues and how you connect and relate with the rest of the people. Because tosobola kulwaninga kibiina nga FDC with I don't know how many members they have right now. Gwenga secretary general. Because what about if these other people behind you leave the political party? Will it still be the political party? Wana eja kubanga area ya gundi. Eya DP. Eja kubanga eya DP. Because if you see the problems affecting political parties at this rate, name DP bwe batani. Honorable Mao alimu nkukutu ne President Museveni nebeera omu nebeerangira and we just gave it time. Abasinga tebabikkiriza. Even to hear about that was a very big problem. You get?
Yeah.
Batuuse okulangira road mayor mu politics afuse political prostitute
ate buli gy'abeera ateekayo
wabeerayo ki akavuyo wabeerayo ezentalo and all that kind. But the end always justifies the meaning of whatever has been talked about you. Exactly. So it's you now to shape yourself. And it's yesterday but Honorable Mao had a press conference and he was talking about the things affecting political parties. Say the problem that we are facing as people is that we have politicians in opposition who are beneficiaries of President Museveni, who get handouts from President Museveni, directly or indirectly. But they want to veil up as Muslim. They want to put on gomeses so that they can access State House and pick what they have to pick. And that's when somebody talks about them, now that's a war. You get? Some of the people don't want to accept the reality and the truth. And he says, for us, we are okay. We are working directly with President Museveni. And
we are not hiding.
We are not hiding. So why do you hide when you want to benefit from somebody? Why do you have to hide it? It was in marriage.
Oyinapatanawo gwe tumanyi goliwo opposition. Ate ekiro okukuta ate ogende abamu bagendera mu ngomesi.
Imagine. So those are all the conflicts that are coming. But to say name deep people to be attending. Talking about small money that was coming in from government, the support, hiding and dealing with the President Museveni, but at the end, I think they hold it for so long. Never got and they said no, we can't handle it anymore. And that's what I'm expecting to happen in FDC. Because the pressure has intensified. In that no muntu wo mukyalo kati agamba abo bali sente za Museveni.
I saw a statement about circulating nga egamba if Dr. Kizza Besigye has a problem with President Museveni, for us we don't have, and it seemed to be coming from
that was Honorable Nandala Mafabi.
To the point that Nandala, but you see, arrogance does not save.
True.
And you have had so many statements made by the Honorable Nandala in his kind of stature. As a member of Parliament, for how long he has been in that Parliament, that's a question of another day. even when they come up to make noise about the president who has lasted for so long in power, but they have also lasted in their seats as members of parliament for so long. And when you talk about that, then you have become an enemy to them. To come and say that the support Dr. Besigye had was because of him and a few colleagues, that one we cannot doubt it totally. To say that people that supported Dr. Besigye were the masses that gathered and gave him that support. They won't take away. Honorable Nandaro, you get about his support, Yesimba, how many times? Political party, never mukubakalo. And to the extent that Yanyigira Dada, and I think he has held that anger for so long.
Yeah,
true. And some of the reasons he was giving that Besigye did not support him.
Anti mbaba mgamba bwe watawa ngulambo kale watandika wechiwa echicho cha Farmers Party. Nagamba sigenda chikola ngenda sigala mu kibiina. Ensonga n'ensonga endala gye yali akonako y'okuba nti retired Canon Dr. Kizza Besigye ya supporting poor wano mu kulonda kuno okwakaggwa.
Dr. Besigye avudde emirundi
nga wa reasons is
Power had no campaign team. He was also
He had no
surprised.
campaign strategy.
He was the
He had
first
no manager.
presidential candidate who had no campaign team.
Anti nagamba
So how do you associate yourself with somebody you are seeing that he's already...
Anti mbuyambyeko muzimba.
Ate watu yagala kuwuliriza kati banakutandikira kiki.
Someone who had gained support for Dr. Kizza Besigye nga yali akyali kusaidia Power would have done the same for Power.
And I think bali tebagala kuwulira advice mbantu abakulu. Because they would have sat. I don't think that FDC sat one day and said we shall have a presidential candidate in this election.
Yeah.
No. I think that was in their plans for a long time. As a party, as it's planning. They would, in my view, they would have sat and said we shall have a presidential candidate and this is what we need to do.
And this is our budget.
To have our presidential candidate at least be among the top contenders of the position of the president. Even up to now, Kativali Mbino. Then at the end of it all, Gyabulabe abalese naba Mateeka agenda funa ne 1% obana Emivuyo.
Honorable Nandala yagambye ayagala kujja 2026. Bwe yabwato bwe yategeezezza bwe yabadde ayogera.
TV. Naye waliwo by'olota. Bwe weefumitiriza nolanga tebigenda kusoboka.
Kituufu naloose
neno gamba kunyadde nakiroose tekijja kusoboka. Kyobola ffe twali bato. We used to dream so big. Yatumanyi okubeerawo okukuba emmotoka ennungi n'etanagamba eyo ya
njagivuga.
Namugenda eyo ne muzannya ono taata ono maama ne muweeka biki
Ndoleza mmwe.
They have given birth and the rest. And you know that life would be so good. You would be feeling so happy to see that at least there is something you are putting on. Ne mugenda eyo ne mufuna mu lusuku ne mufuna I don't know what they are called.
Ebyayi.
Something biki ebibeera ku matooke empumu mteekako obuti and you have like 10 of them and you say this is my farm and this is how I would be. And that kind of feeling would make every kid a very happy person even up to now. Kids still do them. Mugamba kati nze bwenkula mu class when they would ask you bwenkula nze njagala kubeera doctor, pilot, and then the class would clap for you and you feel that you have made it in life. So we also have such kind of feeling in political parties. Nti omuntu omu banvuma kuba I have not talked about it but this is the truth. Nti omuntu omu abeereyo mu kasisira kuba mu nnyumba y'omu guloofa ye n'alowooza nga bwe twali tulowooza ng'abaana abato bafuna empuumuupu ze n'aziteekamu obuti wali ng'amayembe agamba faamu eweze ng'awulira amaanyi agayina nti kati naye agenda kubeera president ne bw'atuuleyo n'agamba kati bampise president kitegeeza nkisobola ngenda kitwala. That's their happiness. And when you cannot control that kind of being of ambitious, that's why you end up messy
Omuntu bwe tutunuulira ebbanga ery'omukulu Paul lyabeeredde president w'ekibiina kya FDC, has he done more harm to the party oba agezezzaako okukitereza? Katugambe kale yakiyingira era kiyimuna emigozoobano zaakyo, naye ye alina kyakozewo okutereza oba ayongedde kubeera ng'ataayonoona. Does he has the power as a presidential candidate ow'ekibiina oba nga president w'ekibiina? Kanga tulaba yandibanga alinga as things are alinga driving bwannandala.
Kati ndowooza yange, this is my personal opinion and I'm entitled to it. N'engeri gye ndabamu ebintu, Engineer Patrick Amuriat was too excited for that position.
Teyamanya kyagenda.
He was too excited. Kasita bamuwa akalulu n'akawangula, he thought he had made it in life.
Yabira ddala nga wangudde Uganda.
Because in his speech, nga bakamulonda, he said he needs only 100 days to reclaim the victory of the FDC. Tuli myaka emeka kati. In that he even accepted and participated in an election that was prepared by the regime that he wanted to defeat in 100
days.
Yeah, agamba n'ekisanja kitagenda kimalako because he thought he would achieve what the party had been yearning for, and that was to reclaim the victory of the party of the election of 2016. That's the excitement I'm talking about. Lwaki ovaayo ne weeyama ebintu nga naawe muggwe kyekyo kyekulabirako kyembawadde
nga tomanyira bwegenda bituukako,
emotoka ekuyiseko because you have liked it and say eno yange, how are you going to get that car? Nga nekyemisana ewo tewakireseeyo. That's the excitement I'm talking about. Kasita ye yaraba numbers ate nga bamuwagidde against the candidate of General Muntu, who was so powerful, who would make statements and people feel that the man has talked sense.
Yes.
So he also wanted to excite the masses. And remember, these people, however much as the wise grow, the fools also grow. But remember, in the people that are growing, the wise are also among them. In that, at some point, people started asking questions. Why? What? At least to go progressive report. Na hiyo wamula bago agenda kuwa speech yes money for the 100 days in office. Ngavuya. Na nebya yogera nawo omulabira ddala nga takola ki.
Nga tabitegeera.
Chembanyi, these people, when they get home, maybe they watch TV and see how people are talking about them. Now, batuuka ne bakkiriza ne bagamba kituufu. Kyandya.
Olowooza abantu abakola
balinamu akatima ako akakola self-reflection ne yeewuliriza mulimu n'agamba naye nayogedde kino, how am I going to reach to that point? Kwegamba teyateekako yadde step 0 yadde kuva wano atuuke wali kamera we ne ku mmeeza ndowooza teyalinnyako to show that he was actually in the middle of reclaiming the victory that happened in
he has not walked his talk.
Naye kakati ebiri mu FDC tebyawukana n'ebya DP we byatandikira nsonga zaali za ssente. Tukitwale nti kakati opposition yafuuka yakugjamu ka ssente, bw'oba olina kyosobodde okufunamu kijjeewo mangu abalala be banamanya be banaatandikira.
Era abasinga bwe batyo bwe bali both in NRM and in opposition. Nti sometimes abantu bwe balwa nnyo mu struggle, if they take so long in the struggle, they get heartbreaks, bamenyeka ng'alaba kyendwanirira tekikola ki
osanga tekijja tuuka
kirabika
kitambula mpola.
Omuntu atuli wakana, God show me a sign ndabe byenkola, is it taking me anywhere?
Yes.
And the problem that we have had is that most of the political parties are built on the courage of an individual. Most of them.
Yeah.
In that way, Dr. Besigye, he has managed to be in opposition for the how many years that he has been there.
Yes.
He is not shaken. Some people want to follow them. But they don't know that at some point there is something that drives this kind of person to be where they are in, and in that position and to maintain their status. Amagamba ebirungi by'ensi kabinfeeri naye mu ggulu Katonda alikola ki alinsasula
Alikimbalira.
alimpa ebisinga okitegeera and okukkiriza okwo si kwa buli omu
kwa batono
kw'abantu batono You get?
kubanga
Some people
bambagamba
will
heaven
be-
is on earth here.
Some people will be in a political party nga bali bavu
Yeah.
bavu. You get?
Ne bayiwawo omubiri
ne balaba katugambe Lilian oba Farida avuddeyo n'agenda ewaabwe katugambe n'atunda ploti ye n'ajja mu town n'akolayo ka business and she starts to get money. You get? Kati abasinga mu political parties bagenda tandika mulawa bubi nambe simanyi oyo mbega yatuliddemu.
Yeah.
And I think the deputy speaker talked about it sometime.
Yeah.
Political parties naddaleza opposition bagala kukulawa ng'oli bubi nga buli kadde osabiriza
Toyina kwambala bulungi
honorable mpaayo ekyebiri and it starts with the young people themselves because me I am on a number of political platforms ne mu district yaffe but you come and make a statement about a member of parliament and make your assessment kubanga parliament etera okuleta scorecards and you see how your member of parliament is performing.
Yes.
But when you wake up and talk about it on a platform, because there is a person B, akubira honorable namwe aba honorable mpayeza that honorable namuteerako ekyebi and that would be a problem with you.
Yeah.
And that's when they
be
will start to
bakulwana nga
say,
noli tannatandika kwe defending.
ate bo tebalina budde bwe defending because they know the truth. Kuba ebintu bibeera mu mawulire scorecards daily temanyi zikuba page ne page.
Yes.
Nga honorable ngaali eyo omwaka gonna yayogera mulundi gumu.
Wana atayogera mpozi nga kale
Mpozi wanene
wabeererawo okulonda ayise
yes. You get? And some member of parliament ne bagamba mbu mu mwaka gumu yakakola mu just appearance kubeera mu August House just 2 times or 1 and just kati member wa parliament anya
nga ne mu constituency taliyo
ate kati abeerayo tebaliyo. You get? So omuntu bw'ava mu balala n'asukkako most of people start to see them as traitors obanga mbega ono sente zijeewa fena tuli mu struggle but how is he achieving, how is he or she achieving than the rest of us. That some people have concentrated more on the struggle that they do not even know what it means, what they need to do in that struggle, but they want to wake up, put on their red berets, for example, or put on their blue berets and the blue overalls and go and sit at Najana Nkumi and wait for a certain honorable to be passing and throw a 20,000 on them. That's their job. N'abasinga n'abasoma n'abatasoma, it's almost the same. Oli omuvuzi wa boda olwokuba honorable yamusuubiza omugabira omutwalo, he will park his boda there amulinde honorable amugabira omutwalo and he would have made more money ku boda singa okugenda wali atuule. You see, when you are going for a struggle, you must not go and put your entire life on that struggle and forget that you have to live outside the struggle. Because bw'osula enjala lirya enkya tosobola kufuna amaanyi gakeera wali naawe ogende mu kwekalakasa. And most of the people have not identified that people have left their professions and they want to be beggars now. Batuula ku kitebe omubaka ajja kuba ayitawo amugabira omutwalo. And the day that gentleman or that lady will not ask for that transport money, it will be a problem with these big people. In that most of the big people and in big offices have accumulated a lot of wealth, have lived a very good life because of the ignorance of us, the followers. And the people down there will appreciate their power and capacity, that they are the people who built this honorable member of parliament, that they are making noise on their behalf. No, you sanga takumanyi na kumanyi. But because you feel when you talk about them so good and they will call you for a cup of coffee, bakuyite Kampala jonywe coffee ku Serena, naye nga ne transport gotaddemu asinga ne coffee.
By the way,
ovudde mbala kujja wano kukanya okuwoomerwa ka coffee.
You understand? So we have a lot of people that don't understand what they have to do, what they have to contribute on the struggle. Kati, when somebody they are putting their trust and they're building their trust in, bwavaayo n'agamba nze struggle owaayi kanjisuule nzitoyeredde naye kangende ndiyeko kenkola ki
nange nfuneko kenfunayo
omanyi abantu bameka bagenda obbanga amenya emitima
ababadde bamukkiriza
because their joining the struggle was built on that person kasituuno alina kyangambye
obanga bazze bamulaba nga alwana.
You understand? So when that person is taken to work with the regime basinga bona babamenya emitima. So imagine the DP president webamutwalira mu government ne secretary general and they got positions and they are now earning. Do you know how many people got angry because of that? Kati oyo bwe bamutuukirira olowooza kijja kumuzibu wali crossing agenda akole nabo.
No.
It's sad. Because I just gamba the energy, the time, the power that these people have put in the struggle. Olabaji tulekera. Kati fawa wansi tukole ki.
Kitegeeza teriyo soobya kutuusa government.
Nange kandi kyobolaba abasinga tebagala kukikkiriza. Nti if I have decided to work with the regime, let me go open there and work with the regime and that's the end. Naye bagala kufeeyo ate basigale muffe. Abali ku struggle ate bamaliriza nga batutataganyiza again a big conflict because ona ajja kuleeta olugambo okufarida ate olugambo aluwanzi you get
Yes.
and at the end of it all trust ejja be breakings and where shall that take us
ate abaleeta olugambo lwa moolo gundi eyo moolo kirabika nabo beesanga eyo nga bagenze kukima bu handout ati ne baagala okwefuula abalungi najja n'aloopa munne olaba mukulu president omuntu oyo yatulyamu
anyirira ennaku zino
n'emmotoka gy'avuga
n'emmotoka gy'avuga eyo si ya
struggle
so abasinga bali on that level in that I normally give examples of my area where I come from and the people that I grew up with. Most of them think and because that's what they are told, that your area is not benefiting from the programs of the government, is not getting service deliveries, because you have a few people that are opposition, they call us opposition. Because when you criticize something, whether good or bad, then you are labeled opposition.
True.
You get? And when a member of parliament comes and talks to Farida that the problem Digitalk is not getting money is because Kato, for example, is in opposition. If Farida does not take the initiative of overthinking and going through and understanding how services must be delivered to the people, or the effects, or what you need to do when you don't receive services of the people, if they don't take that initiative to understand and dig deeper beyond what they are told, then Farida Jakunchawa, because we wonder I have the problem. You understand? And politicians have captured that kind of approach. Ntiajja nafuna a few people, a few individuals n'abasigamu omutima ogw'obukyali. Nti ne wakulaba wali tayagala kubuuzaako because bw'omulaba ng'ayogera naawe then naye bayinza okumusuubira nti wa opposition. Katonda le babadde amusindikirayo data tajja gisindika and they would have lost.
Yeah, true.
You get? So, and the political parties have benefited from that. Kyoboolaba buli member omunene mu political party bw'avaayo abako n'ekiwayi kyagenda
nakyo.
Omwami yagamba luli bwe twali ebusaabala tubanoonya buli wonna we bali we tubasanga nkoleredde ekintu kino sina kyenfunye musinyadde ploti ya ttaka ku kibuga ne ŋŋamba bintu byafuuka byakufunamu bufunyi bwe batyo.
You understand? Because a certain leader in a political party give them that information.
Yeah.
And bagamba they normally say
and it's what they took as the whole truth.
Kasita you get the teri kuddamu.
Awakanyizibwa.
You get? And most of the people have been fooled in that way. Nti abatono abavaayo ne balaba kiki ekitagenda bulungi and they want to talk about it so that it can be brought to table, discussed and resolved, and then the party can move on. Oyo kati baba mulabira ddala nga rebel in that group.
Olwo tunaasigaza opposition bwe biwange ebintu bigenze mu maaso bwe biti.
And I told you that political parties have benefited in them. Because if they come and tell the people that before you even follow what I am telling you, you also make some research about it. Consult and see. Katwangambye ABCD na HH2. Before you can even come up to judge me, first think about it, first reason. You get? If you find the Byangambye CV2, then don't follow me. But the roles of the political parties in educating the people. Bachira bange ekyokuba kolaki kubajjako enfuufu, bringing them to right. And that will be a very big problem. Because if you have a sensitized group of people and supporters, it means toina era gyogenda kukola wali nga tebakugambyeko.
Nga tebagirabye baba bagirengedde.
And most of the leaders, even in opposition, are dictators, even worse than the government that they are even opposing. But they know that creating an informed citizenry and a group of supporters will bring a lot of questions and criticism about you. And most of these leaders don't want to be criticized. Chobola obujja wano n'oyogera endowooza yo ng'omuntu nganzi aye n'ebimu biba bituufu, and people will come and abuse you because they don't have to that kind of reasoning, that they have to think beyond what they were told. Naye kye bamugamba kyekyo. To be a successful person in this country, you must be a Munyankole, and that's the end of the story. They are just there wasting time, making a lot of noise on social media, and they don't know that even Banyankole people, some of them are suffering.
Yeah.
They don't know that some of the Banyankole have become what they have become because they have worked hard for it.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah, true.
But because that's what they were told, and that's the end of the story.
Gobo okoze obata okoze, you are benefiting from the government for as long as you are Munyankole.
As long as you are Munyankole. You get? So what we need to do as citizens is to disseminate the information to the people. Omuntu aliye yaraba Digitalk kati abeko kyategeera nti liri anavuddeyo atugambye ABCD, but kyekituufu kyekirina okukolebwa, what are its effects? Bwe tukikola in that way, what are we benefiting as individuals, what are we benefiting as a country, what are we benefiting as a group? At that point, when we get such kind of people that reason in that manner before they can take decisions, I don't think we even need a lot of time to change the regime. We don't need it. Because we shall have informed people, we shall have people of good character, we shall have people that reason before they can even act, and we shall create solutions for this country that are everlasting, not even for a few months and years.
Naye nze njagala tuve ku kikozi ng'ebintu bino, because ffenna tukimanyi katumanyi kozi katugambe nti ssente. Nanga ekimenye essaawa zino ekimenya opposition parties is money from NRM. Tugambe nti bannabyabufuzi abali mu opposition, they are too hungry for money okusinga n'abali mu buyinza, nti bo tebasobola tebayina mutima gugamba nti gwerekereza, let's say nti okay, yadde sente nzirabyeko omusajja alese ekisawo kya $5,000,000, but I have a cause I am fighting for.
Kyandiba kituufu, kyandiba si kituufu. Because we have had people, and there are so many people that are in the government, in the NRM, but are even broke. That even people in opposition are richer than them. But because most of them get contented with what they have, they are not that. Pikibakwata kino bagala kwata kino. Abasinga bo bali bamalirivu with what they have. You get? And in opposition, tuina ya balowooza nti buli ali mu NRM
ayina sente
kyagifunyemu. And people support political parties because of different reasons. Either it could be ideology, maybe it could be approach of things, maybe it could be the leaders in that political party. But when we get to that level of thinking that whoever is in government is a beneficiary of that government, directly or indirectly, then you have messed it up. And that's why most of the people want to leave opposition so that they can join the ruling government. Because they feel that joining NRM will put you in a better position than the rest of the people. Ate abasinga kyobola agendayo myezi 2 n'agamba waayi kanzireyo mu opposition. Because if yali asuubira mu government si byasangayo. You even find that people that are supporting the government have not benefited from it than even opposition.
Abamu abasuubiza ente tebazirabanga bazina mu bifaananyi. Tebazina mu buliwo.
You understand? So in that, anyway, if we try to call up, they used to tell us stories, be contented with the little or
You have.
much you have. As long as you are contented, tujja kufuna buba ku Farida byafunye. Because you are contented with what you have. If you have one shirt,
yeyiyo
kuyambye nayo ogifuna.
n'ogifuna wali atajina.
Ebyono byafunye tebikwatako, it's not your business. Because me, I believe in time. And if something was meant for you,
it will still come
it will
to you.
still come back to you. Ebyomulala mulekere. But the problem is that people get jealous because somebody has achieved much more than what they have. And we also have the issue of families.
Yeah.
Families, we have the issue of friends, we have the issue of our classmates, OBs and OGs. Because I started with Farida. Farida is owning a certain building in Kampala. I also feel that I want
Okyali kubigere toyina na okyanonya kyolya.
Lilian bw'abadde ajja wano yajjidde mu mmotoka bwetu ne bwetu. Nze nzijidde ka boda. And I will feel angry and jealous about that. And people will start asking now, naye Lilian yakikola ata? Then somebody will tell them, oh, Lilian akola ne government. She's in NRM. That's what they will say. And because this person also wants to compete with you, that competition that is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Not knowing that Lilian ngatana joining, for example, NRM kujuwagira ina business ze weziti, she's working here, she's getting a lot of money. But because somebody told them that oh yobugaga n'ebintu bya ina yabifuna because she's NRM, najja kudukirawo.
Mo NRM nafune
That's the problem we have.
Abeko kyajjayo.
That's the only problem we have. People are not contented with what they have. Even when they have amassed a lot of wealth, most of them are filthy rich.
Abamu bagamba nti ensonga za FDC okusajjuka okutuukawo is having two power centers. Eye Katonga ninajja nankombi nti eno power center ye Katonga influencinga nnyo ebigenda mu maaso enajja nankombi yadde nga tebali mu buyinza because ina founding member ow'amaanyi and the party was built on him. Omukulu Dr. Kizza Besigye, do you believe in ebyo?
Those are just three excuses that are being brought up to the people that don't understand what is happening.
Nati omuntu yali ebuziza lwaki mutwetaaga power center ye Katonga.
Genda kubuuza Farid. Office ye Katonga yali esindiseko delegation to give what they believe in, to give directives in the meetings that take place at Najana Nkumbi. Bali bakikozeko.
I do not know, but also Dr. Kizza Besigye says he has never done that.
They calls and they make orders from above like they said.
Okimanyi nti mubeera n'omuntu atugeze nga mu kitongole nga ne bw'aba taliiwo nga musalawo mulina okulowooza you put him in full consideration anaakitwala atya anakikkiriza.
But when you lose trust in yourself as an individual, now what do you expect from others? If you yourself can't trust what you're going to do.
Ali mu kuwaganyaza bali.
Dr. Besigye we yali ava mu bukulembeze bwe FDC, I think that's 2000 no, was 2012. You get? He said his approach to the governance and changing leadership in this country was different from what FDC believed in. But because he's a democratic person, he wanted to leave the FDC as stronger as it was at the time. Because it was the biggest opposition political party at the time.
Yeah, sure.
You get? He said because he believes in defiance, and some party leaders don't believe in defiance, then the two would not work under one roof. You get? He said he's leaving the leadership of the political party, the FDC, to a person, so that when FDC sits at its office and its meetings, they can decide on which kind of approach they have to use to change this regime.
Yes.
And he said because he has people who also believe like what he believes in defiance, he will just operate on side A, side B, and then FDC would operate on side A. You get? I think he was clear with that. Maybe if people did not understand what he meant, what he's doing at Katonga does not affect anything that is being decided at Najana Nkumbi. Because I don't think that Najana Nkumbi has ever come up with a decision, a party decision, to do A, B, C, D, and Dr. Vestia said, no, don't do it, because he's among the founder members of the political party. I don't think that. I've not seen that. Maybe if they come and say that the other time we said, let us not go into the elections, and Dr. Vestia said go into elections. When they bring that kind of point and argument, then we shall believe that the creation of the two offices has led to, the turbulence and disorganization in the political party.
Ochimanyi nti power center ye Katonga singa yali te interfering mu mirimu egigenda maaso naja nankumbi, they would still not go ahead okola press conferences nga ba addressing ensonga ze sente okuyingira mu kibiina. Era omuntu bw'akoncludinga naga nti Dr. Kizza Besigye yawaganyaza baase mu Juba Lukwago abeera mutuufu.
Anti ejja kuba ndowooza ye. Ositegeera. Because if the office in Katonga is the center of trouble in the FDC, mwabadako mu kalulu ka 2021, aba Katonga, bali behind which candidate?
Bali okibiina kyabwe poa.
Did they cause any change?
Bali tebalina kyako.
Did they cause any change?
Bali tebalina.
His candidate. No, kati njagala tubirabe bwetyo in that angle. Because if they are decision makers,
maybe they have,
and if they have an impact on the decisions that are taken in Najana Kumbi, nze mbawadde example ya 2021, kirungi mwena mwaliwo mu kalulu mwakala. Did they bring any impact, and did they cause any change about the candidature that was
already the candidate bali bamukubamu ebituli kakati tewali baddewo kali kyamaanyi kye bali badde bakola wa candidate bamukubamu ebituli nga yakali.
But also Kato, until the FDC members who said I am FDC but I cannot vote for power, we have had them say that
because they did not see a president in power.
So when you are a member of a party, aren't you compelled to wagira candidate wo party gwebe front?
I told you from the beginning, Farida. I don't know which political party you support, and I will not ask you. And I will not ask you which political party you support. But there are reasons. There are reasons that you follow as an individual before you support a political party. Yes. I have so many of them that I look at. That's why in elections, you'll go to a polling station, and the member of parliament elected is, for example, from opposition, but the President Museveni, wins on that polling station. Even in a constituency, President Museveni wins the constituency, but the member of parliament is opposition. Why? Because people look beyond, at some time, people look beyond a political party. And now they have now to go at your personal capacity as a candidate in that election. Some of them, most of them actually. So those are the reasons that we find that in a certain area, the chairman is the opposition chairman of the district. The member of parliament are all opposition. But the total outcome of the results, President Museveni, as a president from NRM, won in that area. Ninga babaka ne chairman never cancel. You can find like 95% bona bali bachi opposition political party. Because people can look at the individuals and what contribution they have made in a certain area. That can also be a ground for their support. You get?
Yes.
So, tekitegeeza nti nze nga omuntu awagira ekibiina katugambe nga FDC o ANT. Kinkakatako kuwagira buli memba wa ANT. Ne bwe mba mulaba nti naye talina kyagenda twongerako nga political party. Because I believe that in my electing a member of parliament or a councillor or a chairman or C5 of the district, there must be an impact that they have to add to us as
you're actually saying it when banondera walino machindinga ni member wa FDC, let's say nenda banga o one nope yayinza okutukolera nonda one nope.
You have a choice you because nobody will force you. Chobola bagikola ne secret ballot bakuwe chibafu motura and the decision is yours. The leaders in a political party will not come and see what Farida Yaronza and they only wait for the results, and that's why at the end of it all,
isn't that
at some political, no, it's not. This is a personal decision. And the decision that you make in one, by making one tick on a ballot
Siri
paper,
ebyo Siri amamba amazi nenywera.
It takes you for 5 years. You get? When, I don't remember the election, I think it was some re-election, by-election in Ejigenda. You know, when President Museveni was on the rally and said, I don't care. As long as whether they are sleeping, whether they are not talking,
for as long as they will hear.
The people?
For as long as they will hear and raise up their hand.
Did you see the reaction of the people? Because the reaction and their decision was made in a vote that was cast that very day. Yeah. Did they agree with what he did?
No.
Because at the end of it all, if you have a sleeping member of parliament, then your county would mess up on each and everything. Your service delivery would be poor because you sent a sleeping candidate. So do you believe that you also want to be blamed for causing trouble in your constituency? For electing a person because you are from the same political party that you support, and that's how you are missing up on getting
good
benefits from the government. Because we have had them even up to now, they are crying. Sika akubaya ligundi but
Siruka akubabuli wosanga umbrella taking.
Did it even take 1 year before people could come up on TV and start making cries and noises?
Abambe balonda tebabamanyi. Kale yeye teyalaba na mubaka.
They did not know that even where a party presents flag bearers, the party will not come to you and order you to vote for a candidate. Maybe if you want to be like the other group I told you, that Murabe, the whole problems you are facing is because of that person, and you cannot go to think deeper than what you are being told. And you have to follow whatever they tell you. That's when you will come and say, whatever umbrella taking. Before you know 5 years and you say, Farida zinakuwa kalulu. Ate bakulangirira waitamu na
kuba taking umbrella ngate bamanyi na babaka bawe.
Unamwema zesali wa umbrella. We are challenges we shall get. That people vote leaders nayengo mubuza mpozo mbaka wo yaliani, and they were making a lot of noise and jeering.
Ejigenda yali wa umbrella.
Ejigenda yali wa umbrella.
Yali gwe kanyine naye wali wa umbrella. Nga bwakusonga kutonga ali wa kibina.
So if you cannot know the candidate that you voted, how do you expect them to deliver on your behalf as your representatives in parliament? So much as we love our political parties, but personal decision and seeing which kind of leader that you must send in parliament or to represent you at whatever level is very key. Siba na bagenda kwebaka because they are from your political party you're taking. If the results you want are sleeping in that parliament and not talking for a year, or for they have talked about 5 times for the whole 5 years, then you go for your political party, whichever candidate they bring you to.
Tayinza okubanga amaanyi ge tegali ku floor ya parliament.
But
gali mu constituency overseeing projects za government. Obanga mu budgetingira constituency ye mukulu nnyawo bamwebuuza nako.
Nibingi amazima mugamanyi. Amazima mwena mugamanyi.
Naye Kaso, opposition efeirize bannayuganda kyekino kye bali bagisuubiramu oba ekoze kale tujiwe credit.
Nze nganze nja kweyogerera because nze simanyi which aspirations or which demands do you want them to do and they have not done.
The opposition people. So to you they have scored. They are scored.
No.
They've not scored. They've failed Uganda.
Especially this term has been just.
They have missed.
Oba abali oba lwakuba nti kale ababi ku mulundi guno we tulinawo abapya abangi.
Oba tuddeyo 2016. Because at least that time. Yeah, it's somehow sensible.
Anti kakati ku luno abagenzeyo abasinga bapya. Ebintu bayiga biyige.
Tubaweemu obudde
teri gwe baazaalira mu parliament. Waliwo yazaalibwa nga member wa parliament.
Anti waliwo abalina experience. Nga badde ebisanja nga bisatu already.
Tetulabye new faces on the floor of parliament nga bali so articulate and making sensible reason.
Waliwo omukyala eyavaayo okwogera ali ne bamujerega taddanga. Mukyala oyo bambi.
si yaddamu okulabika nga ali ku massaging esatani mebalo.
She's the one.
No,
I think she has
Bwana yeye aliwe Masaka.
No, yali massaging
He had don't disappoint the nyata.
Kati abantu barese bibalina okukola ate bali mukola batalina kukola. You understand? And that's the kind of parliament that we are having. That's the kind of parliament we are having. Both opposition, both NRM. When the issue comes and it benefits them, they will say aye, and the ayes will take it. If the issue comes and it affects a common person, but it is to benefit the members of parliament, nobody will side with you people, the commoners. No. They will agree on one position. Wavayo akasente oba kaali kaki kasiimo ka million 10.
Kasimo.
Ostegere ekavaayo. Not even that money alone. Some other money nayo zaali zajja. And you saw members of parliament, even opposition agamba naye kano kankali. Yes, sola kaleka.
Oli akalya n'amala okukakozesa n'akazza.
You get? Yeah. That is something that was benefiting them as individuals and not benefiting us as the commoners over the voters.
So to you, they should have sent back the money to where it came from?
Me, I will not reason for them. My candidates, nabaronda.
Not as a member of parliament, there are benefits you get as a member, like ngaka simo ngako.
Yes, but my disappointment is one. My disappointment is one. That the issues that affect the common person
are not fronted.
They are not prioritized by the members of parliament. Call them opposition, call them NRM. Okay. Yeah. And the issues that benefit them as members of parliament, then they are siding on one point. The issues that affect the common man, you get, these are the bad roads that we go through. These are the poor health services that we receive. Too much taxes and high taxes on our local commodities. Talk about them. There are so many. You get? When they are going to pass laws, they are looking at now. Anyway, later. Because most of them believe that when they bring a law, and the law is impactful to the common person, most of them, you get? They want to come on issues that will cause alarm. Maybe the president will call for their caucus. That's when everybody will be there and in corridors and talking about ABCD. Even some of them don't know what is in those laws that they pass. Obasigala okuwuliriza nawo babeerawo nga bazanya buno buzanyo bw'okutaaba.
Sorry teya.
Bali ku game.
Ekirungi abanamawulire baba.
Tebamanyi na babigenda mu maaso. So kati omutwe gwabwe bamutuuka.
Abalala bali ku massaging banne.
Mitwe.
You get? And the other one was also fighting. Oh, so touchy.
Timanyi nti bakusanga nawe yande bakubuuza ekintu most likely answer yebeera yes. Nekyo takkiririzaamu. Because oba tobiteeseeko nnyo birowoozo. Honorable, do you yes say or yes or no? Oh, yes, honorable.
Naye nga yes gyawaayo yekwasa n'ennaku. Omubuuza yes yo yaki.
So the level of leaders that we have in this parliament, we should blame ourselves.
Have political parties nurtured leaders ab'omutindo ab'omuzinzi oba batuweereza ina vibe?
But nurturing starts with preparation. That tuli mu 2023.
Yes.
Egenda kuggwako. The elections are coming up in 2026. But you look at political parties and the power struggles that are in the same political parties. When will they get time to nurture leaders?
Balina entalo ze bali mu kulwana.
Do they have time now to go and prepare Farida for contesting as a productive, articulate, and developing member of parliament in 2026? Do they have that
time?
Waliwo
omukulu omwe yangamba ali mu kibiina ekimu era alina akakiiko k'atuulako awaka ebyokulonda. Yangamba nti waliwo abantu be baalabanga ono kale newankubadde byayogera byansa naye nga mu constituency ye wali tebajja
ku ground
taliiko n'abantu tebajja mulonda ate nga batunulira nnamba y'abantu be bagenda okufuna mu kulonda kuno abaana bakiikirira.
So ne bakuleka bambi n'endowooza ze zizimba
ne batwala owa vibe.
That's the approach that they always have. Ubera now ngoliyo naye nga bakubira akasimu. Then they remember, hey, we have Kato wa Wampozi.
Ground bamanyi.
Ground bamanyi. Bakubira na bukubizi simu jangu tukuwe kadencha.
Tubadde tusaba weesimbewo.
Kakukana akawedde.
Bakusaba busabi tusaba weesimbewo.
People that you would see would be the best legislators that you would have in this parliament. Never makati. Never juo omuntu nawe n'ogamba twale kuki. And the voters themselves come and bagamba, anyway twakola losi. And when people start to feel that kind of pain, maybe they are trying to understand.
Nandi kakati no kanso katono nnyo nga tonnanenya balonzi. Omulonzi alonda gwe bamaze kuwa kadi. Ne gwe bakakasizza.
Ati kugambye sigubiri waka.
Nti yesi agenda okusala we eri mu kamyufu.
Gwe boronda kadi.
Gwe londa muntu tolonda kibiina.
Gwe boronda kadi. Gwe ya kadi byene ekuleetera. And at the end of it all don't come to us to everywhere and make noise and say
omubaka waffe
tatukulidde but kuwalonda gwe wamulonda nga tomumanyi.
Abamu just kale batu disappointing babeera kale promising.
Kati bwendaba ku lukalala lwonna lwonna oluza olwabeesimbyewo tekuli bonna ba vibe kati nze mba ngenda kukola ntya ng'omulonzi.
Gwe olina okuba nga osobola okwesalirawo omanye biki bye wandisuubidde mubaka wa parliament. Ukitegeera?
Yeah.
And that should be one of the roles of the Electoral Commission. And they have also failed to sensitize the people. Tugenda mukulonda, tulonda cancer LC5, mulimu gweki. So that it guides you. Kuba bw'oba omanyi omuntu gw'ogenda okulonda biki by'alina okukolera. It will guide you and know which kind of person you have to vote and send to that kind of leadership position. Okay. But at the point that you don't know the person you are going to elect and what they are going to do, then it will mislead you on which kind of choice that you have to take as an individual. That's the simple basic. What bagamba nti omuntu gwe tunalonda mu kifo kya security ku kyalo alina okubanga alina akanyama nti Farida bwe yeekazaakaza wano mu meeting amusitula mutwale wali temujja kulonda nze
ngoyina eryanye kati gwe lugo jamye bambi kale yadde watraining.
Temujja kulonda nze atalina kanyama because mujja kuba mumanyi omulimu gwalina okukola. So if the political parties themselves don't come out to tell the voters that we shall elect members of parliament, emirimu gya member of parliament, legislation, you get, and they name them. You understand?
Budgeting, overseeing.
Yes, overseeing, oversight, and the rest. Those are the roles of a member of parliament. If you understand them, then temujja kutuula buli olaba umbrella ticking. Because mujja kuba mumanyi nti yadde wa umbrella yadde ina vibe yadde wa FDC yadde ina vibe yadde wa NRM. Naye emirimu gino gye baatugambye gyalina okukola oba gye tusomyeko nti gyalina okukola tajja gituukiriza. Why would you vote for such kind of a person? Bwe bagamba nti kansala emirimu gye gino kitegeeza oli ne bwagula ambulance 10 si mulimu gwe kugula ambulance temujja mulonda because at the end of it all your benefits are coming from the roles of that kind of leader that you
abammera bazigula ne batabalonda ne bazijjayo
because
yateka ebidoma mukatale ne yajjayo
emirimu gye si kugula ambulance
oba n'ababaka bennyina otamanyi kye balina kukola
abasinga nabo tebakimanyi.
Lwaki omuntu yali esimbyewo ku position gyatategeera roles?
Peer pressure is also a big problem.
From the party oba
from the friends, from the party.
Osobola okikuba.
Kale tusobola okuga nti awo okikuba.
Tujja kuwagira.
Member of parliament.
Oyo osobola omujjayo yaliyo.
Oyo omujjayo and then tomanyi na kiki ogenda kukola. Because that's why you see parliament takes about I think 6 months. Ngebayigiriza olina okukola ki. Oyambala otya nga member wa parliament oyogere otya
eno parliament tujifunyemu ba artist bangi nnyo naye lwaki Magola yali ayogeddeko ku floor of parliament
yayogera ku muzindalo nga parliament bamaze otteeza anabogerera mu kakuubo wano be balinda bannamawulire namulabako nga ina
you understand and
mutetugambe no mukolido
ku floor
nice tegede Farida kati emyezi 6 plus gye baba bamaze mu that induction training. That's a wasted time. Because if you singa political parties, singa electoral commission, byandibadde bivaayo. Gakati in this period. and start to teach each and everybody. It should not be only left to the people who are intending to vie for position of member of parliament or councillors or what. It should be to everybody. Civic education, muyigiriza abantu member of parliament emirimu gye gino ayina okwetwaza okweyisa bwati mu bantu ayina okwambala bwati gino si mirimu gye yadde agikola kubayambako, you get? Naye si mirimu gye bw'aba taguze ambulance temumunenya nti talina kyakoze because omulimu gwe si gwa kugula ambulance. Okubawa sabbuuni si mulimu gwa member of parliament, okubagulira omunnyo n'okuwa 10 omulonde si mulimu gwe. Naye bw'aba akuwadde munnyo aba akuyambyeko, okitege? Naye emirimu gye ABCD kati bwe bajja wano kulale buli omu akuba campaign kati wawe mulina okulabira. Ige MP ayimirira Kazindaalo ng'agamba simanyi abantu agenda bazimbira amalwaliro ku ssente zaani agenda zijjawo.
Agenda kukola
It is only if you have the capacity
to lobby
for that constituency. Kati yatayogera ku parliament tebabeera mu bukiiko kati when will they have time to lobby for their constituency?
Nja kulinda kale government program
government program gy'otalobingira.
Government program mbeereka awo wenkikolerawo.
You understand? And people will come mu budde season y'okulima and they will come with their hoes and join you and associate with you ne mulowooza nti beebo. Naye omulimu gwa member of parliament tukusanga mu nnimiro naye n'akwata enkumbi n'akola ki?
N'alima.
Babeera mu kuziika bagula n'entamu z'obuugi. Bagula
sanduuke mu gya parliament obasanga mu ntaana nga nabo bali mu kusima. Show that they are associating with you because there is something they want from you.
Babali honorables mubalaba ku nnyimbe bambi tembalaba eri mu parliament naye ku nnyimbe bajja.
You understand? So if we fail as political parties, if we fail electoral commission naye tufailings enyo to bring this kind of civic education to the people, omuntu amanye nga sinanenya Farida obanga sinamuwaana nga member of parliament wano emirimu gyagituukiriza emirimu gye ogimanyi ng'omuntu naye bikola sampling
zino
ne bano ba political agents bano ababeera nga bagamba tulonda ojo mbuuze naye ono gwe tulonda member of parliament emirimu gye giri abatagimanyi ono omuntu waffe tubeera naye wali ku luddo nga tukyangamu ono omuntu waffe tuziika naye luli yali mukuziika wagundi era yatufumbira obuugi. Those are the reasons.
Waliwo yakuba matatu nga just batudde awo kale nga ne honorable wabe nga
bakuba matatu kale tatweragirako
naye okitekedde kyeŋŋamba nti obudde ne political parties bwe zanzimaze zigenda ground kusomesa abantu baazo because I don't think it should be waking up one day and calling Lilian Jango ugende wesimbewe Jova. They would have identified, trained you and nurtured you.
Or you know, youth wings is chakola
mugamba. If the head itself has failed, never nobody more office kufuna allowances no kuba transport refund.
Naye zino political parties zifunamu academy zikolinga ba members of parliament abali to reflect on how they are performing in parliament.
Their performance.
I don't know because me I don't speak for any political party. But if that one was happening, then the news would have showed us that political party against to tell the member of parliament their roles may be fair. Abasiga bayita mu kokasi. Ezo kokasi olowooza boogera ekyebisinga. Is Museveni ng'agaanye tumuggyako tutya. And that's the business of the day. And you always wonder if the biggest problem of this country was removing No, most of them do those conferences, do those NEC meetings and the rest for accountability purposes. And they can report to the electoral commission and that's the end of the story.
Okay.
Nahinga, there is nothing useful they have to add on these people.
Okay.
What they told us last time is what they are. So why am I going back? Those are sensible people and the rest will be just tugenda kusangayo president waffe twekubyemuka serefi and akalula kajjamba nkawangu.
Oluntu yali mu president olu. Yamuvaamu.
That's the kind of leaders that we have.
Okay, tusigaze eddakiika ntono nnyo ziringa 8 okubanga tunzika show yaffe y'olunaku olwali naye kakati kanso ebyobufuzi byaffe tubizizza tutye bujja kuba obujja because bannayuganda bagezezzaako okubiteeka like okulaga nti nabo weebali balina role gye baplayinze naye ate ne tubanga ebintu bitambula biringa ebidde emabega instead of okugenda maaso tutambula ate nga bali mu kudda gye twava embeera eno tugirinye tutya ku nfeete ebyobufuzi ne biddamu amaanyi ge byali birina
ekisooka kya byonna political parties zirina okuddayo ku drawing board because these parties were formed with an agenda.
Yes.
And they have their own objectives that they wanted to achieve. You get? Because at the end of it all, there must be assessment of what you have done. If a political party has rested for 20 years, then you must go on the drawing table. But why tandika kino ekibiina twali tusuubidde okukola ebintu ABCD tukozeewo bimeka.
Yes.
Biriwo ebiganye.
Era lwaki biganye? Waliwo bettaabala ebizeemu awo makati. How do we handle and tackle them? You get? They make that evaluation, they make the assessment and come up with the conclusion and the outcomes. And maybe they can give recommendations on what needs to be done as political parties. If they have failed to mentor the young people that are succeeding them, then they should start now. They shouldn't wait for some more other time. You get? When you make the evaluation, you get the loopholes, you get your best points, you get your worst points.
Yeah.
And then in the assessment, you know why. You make the value and say, this is what we anticipated, this is what happened. It happened because of A, B, C, D. So you come to the conclusion and resolve. But the time political parties don't understand that, then we shall keep getting the same results. The same. But because there are a few members that are beneficiaries of what happens at whatever step, then that's why everybody is not even concerned. Nobody is concerned. Now what is happening like in FDC is not about assessing their results in 2021 elections. But everybody now, the Secretary General wants to fight on how can they retain their seat as the Secretary General.
Yeah.
The President the same. They don't have that time to make the assessment. Ate balaviiramu nga kalulu myezi ebiri ejijja.
Baleetera candidate omulala.
They will still repeat the same mistakes. Because they don't get time to make a roadmap, to make a plan. Because they must have, if we call it a termly plan for the 5 years, this is what we are going to do. After elections, we make the assessment, we make the evaluation, make recommendation, and work on them, have them implemented. Because some of them will write reports and they will keep them in stores. They will write now in 2026 after the election. They will say, now we roasted because ABC did, and that will be the end of the story. Not even coming out to create solutions.
Yeah.
If these were the reasons of our roast, how do we tackle them?
Yeah.
Which approach do we apply now? That's what we need to do. Because the rest, to just sigara mumboze eyo, and that will be the end of the story. Nakalulu kajja kujja neera wajja backup. What do we expect? Because there is nothing that has changed. From what happened in 2021, what has changed in political parties? Haliyo na ali mukulangira ono ali muku, you know.
Olina ali mu visits na kulaunching movie. Buli muntu kala ali mu bibi.
Asogulira abantu. Asogulira
kibiina kye byakalulu byaggwa kati bonna bali
tubalinde mu 2025
ngegwako bayingire 2026 and you expect different results. Because if now we have identified, for example, like you talked about the quality of the members of parliament that we have, and we feel this must change. This is the best period that we have. Actually, we would have started 2022 after seeing the 2 times these members of parliament have appeared on the floor of parliament and what they are making as members of parliament. This would be the right time to start identifying now capable people, teaching them what they need to do, nurture them, you know, mentor them, prepare them for the next election. So that by the next election you have class, cream the cream of the people that you have to bring in parliament. So that we avoid excuses of bona bali bapya, bona bali tebabimanyi, oli twamujja mu buvubi, oli yali mukubi wandongo, kati bona bali ku parliament. And they will meet class people who have been economists for years, and they will start discussing economics. I just sigara mtunulira bwati.
Ajja noonya ku mitima
atasobola kulusoma, but because gwe mwateekayo yalina vibe ajja sigala atudde bwati kyalina okukola kudda ku tablet ye azanye amataka.
Kotandisa okuleeta ensonga z'oluzungu. Lumu ababaka kale.
Anti byekuteesa si bya luzungu.
Bya luzungu.
Because they will give you a budget. Budget paper,
yes.
Framework paper. Irimu about 200 pages. You get? Ati kati bw'oba tomanyi kulusoma. Abagwe wamanyira kuba bidongo.
Namanyira kusoma kale pages 10
wamanyira kuba bidongo. We have time to read, not necessarily reading, but understand what is in that paper.
Omukulu omwe yagamba mbu tugende tubuuza ababaka baffe GDP bye biki. Olyoka owulire okuvuyo okuya.
But you get my point. So those are the challenges that we need, and the solutions are easy. And they can be done by the leaders in the political parties, they can be done by us. If you have your friend and you feel they should come and contest in the coming election, nurture them, mentor them. Nawe bako byobayitiramu.
Tumubagulizeko obudde bukyali.
You understand? So that bwe mumuleta mu parliament and to represent a group of people. Tebajja banenya, temwatuleetera kino, mwali mutwagaza. Mwabatuzze mabega.
Tweyanziza nnyo kanso sibula batulabye.
Abatulabye mwebale kutulaba. Thank you for always following, and I repeat all the time I am here. These are only my opinions. You can either take them or differ. But you have your own right to think for yourself and make your own decision. At the end of it all, things are kusalirawo byolina okukola. Era nawe tojja kunsalirawo. But I encourage you to always do what is right and what is good for the rest of us, so that we can live in a good society and a good Uganda.
Disclaimer y'amaanyi gy'owunzise nayo naye kale.
Abantu bamanyi okumbuukira. Lwaki oyogerako oyo? Ate kati yananga.
Naye kati walibuukidde munno. Oli owendowooza.
Lwaki simwogerako?
Olunaku lwa leero birthday y'omukulu Odhiambo Clyde. Ono nga ye founder wa Gitoloze Foundation. Omukulu tukwagaliza birthday nnungi. Mukama Katonda akuwe omutima gwo bye guyayaanira. Manye ennaku zino n'abasajja bakweka emyaka oba owezezza emyaka emeka. Anyway, gwagimanyi naye nga happy birthday from us at the Digitalk family. We love you. Era tukwagaliza birthday ennungi. Ekunyumire ne family yo. Ndowooza tuve wano Lilian.
Okay, tujire ddala wano mu Mbeera.
Abakoze naffe mbeebaza mwebalikola abagibaddeko ku Alternative Uganda mwebale nnyo okutulaba. Abakomenti nze nammwe mwebale nnyo. Nja kubasaba tusisinkane olunaku olw'enkya essaawa zibeera 2 zennyini paka 4. Mwebale nnyo kwagala Digitalk ne mwebale na kugula data kubeera nga mutulaba everyday. Have yourself a good day.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.